Good day, everyone. So this is our first trade in our 6K funded challenge account, and today is June 30th. It's a no news Monday, but I still did trade. So going the day, it's going the higher time frame narrative. So going the day, my bias was bullish, right? And out of open, I like the displacement out here. We started taking out London lows and Asia lows. Give it even more conviction to my bullish bias because all of this liquidity that was taken out, I was thinking that it would be the reason to push the price even higher and make it displace higher, but it wasn't the case. If we had trash EA on macro. Okay, so if you can see here at market open, we actually had a bearish S&P out of this highs. Okay, got a bearish S&P out of this highs, and I actually saw this. I was like, their action out of here is actually good, and it respected this for value gap. We had a higher time frame S&P that was put on, or at that moment it was only an internal S&P, and we had a great displacement out of that. I was saying the draw is stackingly lower out of open, then going through the day, we might go up and fill all of this imbalance, right? So I saw this and I actually did forward test this, but I didn't take the trade because it was too early out of open and it's against my bias. Knowing that we are on all-time highs, I want to take longs because it is uh, more logical, right? So here we took this low, it's like really fast displacement. The price breaking this place like what? Over 76 points. Let's see, let's check, alright. Price pretty much displays almost 100 points. So we took the London lows and Asia lows. Now the 950 macro comes in. At the 950 macro, we had here internal S&P with S&P 500, right? But I was deciding whether to take the trade on NASDAQ or S&P. Because at S&P 500, we actually had the bearish S&P, which didn't take it slow, but NASDAQ did. But I took the trade here because I like displacement. Why? Because it had better displacement. We have that bearish value up over here. If we inverse is an extra confluence that the price would go higher. So we had the retrace over here. I didn't take the trade yet here because I want to close above this inverse for value gap, right? Despite this already being a change in state delivery, which is my model. But I'm still waiting for a traction out of this value gap, which we had greater action, right? Because we expected it. After that, the next candle is placed higher. And I've had my entry over there. With that, I actually took my trade out of this kind of closer habit exchange stage. Stops under this week's low. I just decided to put it at this low just to have enough space to cover spread and even flip it. Literally, the second candle inverse this, and that made me become very emotional, despite only risking 0.5% this trade. Only 0.5% risk. Yet I became very emotional, and that's why I said here, broke my rules. I took the trade out after the inverse of this bullish for value. But I didn't take note that we were just retracing onto this change of state delivery. All right. And I literally took the trade up like right here. Like literally the bottom wick this candle. I took my trade out of that. And at that point I was became very emotional. Anyways, I took my break even. I aimed for this since it aligns with the negative point of my standard deviation. And I aimed literally this equal high. This equal high Actually, I want all of these highs to be taken out, but as for my actual take profit, I only aim for this. Equalize over here, giving me a 3.94 RR, but I also said that I am willing to take partials if ever out of this zone, if we have here a very trigger block, and if we have any sort of bearish S&P, where I lost $13.59. All right, and that even made me more emotional when I saw the price going higher and going to that break-even range. This day could have been a green D day that became a red day due to me not following my rules. I was patient, out of open, out of macro. I was waiting for my model. I was waiting for an S&P, but as soon as in the trade, my emotional, the rest of me, and yeah, I took my trade right there, making it $13. My actual trade is risk over here is like, actually I'm under 5%, but that was the aim. All right, pretty much 5%. So it's gonna be my trade recap for the day. It's a really poor performance, specifically execution. I had a decent choice for trades, but I lacked here in higher time frame S&P because we lacked that. We only had a decent reaction out of this higher time frame for Valgap. But I didn't wait for a higher time frame S&P with an internal S&P to give me more conviction that the draw is definitely higher. And because the price here is definitely talking not the best trade, but could have been a break-even day. Nonetheless, nothing to be sad about. We just need to keep moving on and use these mistakes to become better. Peace out.